All right, welcome back. Today we're diving into something that is genuinely poised to change how we all work, AI agents. And look, I'm not talking about simple chatbots here. We're talking about a whole new kind of software that can manage entire projects for you, from start to finish. So let's get into what that actually means.
I mean, really think about that for a second. What if your software didn't just help you, but you could give it a goal, like, hey, plan the quarterly marketing report, and it could just do it by itself? That's the huge promise of AI agents. It's a complete rethinking of what automation can even be.
So, what are we really talking about when we say AI agent? Let's break down what truly separates this from the AI tools you might already be using. Okay, here's the core of it. An AI agent uses a large language model, an LLM, to handle complex, multi-step workflows, and this is the key part, independently. It works on your behalf. This isn't just another app you have to manage, it's a proactive system designed to work for you.
This comparison really says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got your traditional automation. Think of it like a robot on a fixed track in a factory. If that track breaks or something unexpected shows up, the whole process just stops. But on the right, you've got the AI agent. It's more like it's navigating a complex maze. It can reason, it can adapt when things get weird, and it finds its own way to the goal. It's not just following a script, it's actually driving.
I absolutely love this analogy. A simple rules-based system is just a checklist. But an agent is like a seasoned investigator. So when it's looking at something complicated, like potential payment fraud, it's not just checking boxes. No way. It's evaluating the context, looking for those subtle patterns, and connecting dots that a simple script would just completely miss. So how does one of these things actually work under the hood? Well, it turns out they're all built from three core components. Let's take a look at what they are. It's really this powerful trio. First, you've got the model. That's the brain doing all the thinking and reasoning. Next, you have to give it tools. These are the hands that let it actually interact with the outside world and take action. And finally, you give it instructions. That's the rule book that defines its purpose and guides what it's supposed to do.
And those tools are what make an agent truly powerful. It can use data tools to go get information, maybe from your company's CRM or by searching the web. It can use action tools to actually do stuff, like send an email or update a database record. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. It can use other agents as tools, basically creating a whole team of specialists.
Of course, a super powerful agent with vague instructions, well, that's just a recipe for chaos, right? So how do you write a good rulebook? You've got to be incredibly clear. Tell the agent how to break down big tasks, define the exact action for every single step, and, this is so important, try to anticipate and plan for all those weird edge cases that always pop up in the real world. Okay, so a single agent is powerful. We get that. But what happens when a task is just too big or too complex for one agent to handle? Well, you do the same thing we do as people. You build a team. In the world of AI agents, this is called orchestration. At its heart, orchestration is just the strategy for how the work gets done. You can start really small, with just a single agent looping through a few tasks. But as the workflow gets more complex, you can scale up to a whole coordinated team of agents, all working together. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? When do you actually need more than one agent? How do you know it's time to go from a solo act to a full-on team? Well, it turns out there are two key signals you should be looking for. The first signal is complex logic. If your instructions start looking like this tangled web of if this, then that, unless this happens, yeah, that's a huge sign that you should break that logic up into smaller, specialized agents. The second signal is tool overload. If one agent has way too many similar tools and it starts to struggle with picking the right one for the job, it's so much better to create specialist agents, where each one has a smaller, more focused toolkit. And when you do build that team, there are two common ways to structure it. You can use what's called the manager pattern, where you have one central agent that acts like a project manager. It delegates tasks and pulls all the final results together. This is awesome for centralized control. Or you can use a decentralized pattern, where peer agents just hand off the task to the next specialist in line, kind of like an assembly line. This is perfect for those linear multi-step processes. Now, for what is arguably the most critical part of this whole thing. We've just designed this powerful, autonomous system, so how do we make sure it stays safe, reliable, and doesn't go completely off the rails? Well, the answer is all about building effective guardrails.
This is the question that probably keeps developers up at night. You're giving a system autonomy and the power to act on its own. So how do you enforce the rules and prevent it from doing something you didn't intend? Or worse, something harmful?
The key is to not think of it as building one giant wall. It's about creating a layered defense. Seriously, think of it like a medieval castle. You don't just have one wall, right? You've got a moat and then high walls and watchtowers and guards inside. A truly reliable agent needs that exact same multi-layered approach to safety, with different guardrails protecting it at every single step. And these layers can take a lot of different forms. You can have a safety classifier that's always on the lookout for malicious inputs, like someone trying to jailbreak the model. A PII filter is absolutely essential to stop it from handling sensitive personal info. You can even build tool safeguards that require, say, a human to approve any high-risk action. And of course, the ultimate safety net, a clear process for human intervention when things go wrong or get confusing.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that building a powerful, reliable agent isn't some single giant leap you take all at once. The real path to success is iterative. You have to start small, put a simple version in front of real users, see what happens, learn from its mistakes, and then you gradually, thoughtfully grow its capabilities over time.
We are moving from a world where we automate simple tasks to a world where we can automate entire complex workflows. The potential here is just enormous. And that leaves us with one final, really important question. What are you going to build with them?